Well, hello everybody. Christiana Witt here, founder of HorseBiz Automated with my partner Cerise. Her and I were very passionate about the topic of online courses or online education, online resources for clients. And today we are going to try to demystify the struggle that you might experience between should I create an ongoing membership or should I create finite courses? Both have pros and both have cons. I'm going to kind of lay that out for you. Hopefully you can make a much better decisions. How does that fit into your business model? What amount of money should it make? What's the percentage of income that should generate in regards to your entire income sources? Are you the type of person for one or the other? Let's just start with what is a membership? So let's actually start to get a really clear definition.
So an online membership is basically as simple as, an online platform where you are continuously and consistently on the same schedule putting educational content out to your subscribers. It requires ongoing maintenance. It requires, like I said previously, consistency, and it requires a high degree of ongoing organization so that it does not become this unwieldy, leggy, three-headed monster.
Right. So the main difference is that a course is a finite unit. You start and you end. A course can either be offered as a do-it-yourself. We call it an evergreen. Somebody can start on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday with module 1 and go through it by themselves on their own pace. Or it can be a coached course where you start at one day, Monday, let's say, and then it's a six weeks course, and the cohort stops together 6 weeks later. Versus, like you said, a membership is ongoing. People pay monthly, and you, as the content creator, adds additional pieces on a monthly schedule. What do we see in terms of pricing? Why are they often priced so differently?
So memberships, one nice thing about them is that they are recurring revenue. You can keep your price low and reach a lot of people and still make a very substantial income if you sell it right and it's something that people actually want. With courses, it gives them one very specific outcome, an easy to achieve win if they follow each step in the video. Generally, they are priced either a little bit or quite a lot higher, depending on the value of the outcome. You can still scale it and sell to a lot of people, but it's much more targeted in terms of, there's a specific audience that wants the outcome that it can deliver.
Right. They start off, they have a particular problem, and at the end of the course, they feel like, they are now able to create the solution of that. They got now the toolbox filled that allows them to solve that issue. Versus ongoing is more likely around general horsemanship or massage or something that you feel like you have something to add to every month without running out of ideas.
It's a really good analogy for those of us that are actually old enough, because I realize now that there are people that are not old enough to have had encyclopedias. A membership is a little bit like an encyclopedia in that there are these volumes and they get updated on a regular basis and edited and ongoing, whereas courses are like a targeted textbook on one very specific topic.
That's a really good point. So we see often shockingly low prices on memberships, £15 or $19 or something as low as $9. It's my assumption that they're priced so low because it's actually quite difficult to convey the value of a membership. Because it is this ongoing thing, it's much more nebulous. It's not as precise. You got this problem, you walk away with this solution. And you do need to get a lot of people into it. So your marketing funnel into a membership, you need to have like thousands of people come in for those $10 a month, $20 a month memberships to actually make a difference in your income in comparison to the work that it requires. Versus a course, you can price it, you can play a little bit with the pricing. And like you said, It's the value that the end consumer perceives it to be. So as you get better with marketing copy, knowing exactly what the pain and aspiration of your audience is, it's much clearer to say, do this and then you solve this. Or, not everybody's a problem solving coach, but to sell a course, there has to be some unfulfilled desire in the end consumer. You help people fulfill that desire. In terms of income, that's one pro of the membership model. It buffers your sales of your courses, especially if they are cohort driven, meaning you actually launch them at a particular time, then there's a huge influx of money, but then there's nothing in the coming months after that. Versus a membership is kind of like this. As a matter of fact, I think my barn, my facility actually has exactly that model. They have some of us as boarders, not a lot of money. We all know boarding doesn't make a lot of money, but it buffers their winter months when they don't offer riding vacations. So riding vacations are the finite unit, the course equivalent. They make a certain amount of money. They take them for 4, 8, 10 days to a particular destination. And then the people leave, money goes away. They have to offer a new ride versus we pay every month. And so it evens out the up and downs a little bit for them. We see some prominent trainers in our industry offer only a membership. Let's say that's really the flat model. It's like, here's the membership, come join, learn about this, learn how to start a young horse, learn about saddling, learn about saddle fitting, learn about this. Like it's this whole thing. And then they come in, try to retain them through community and discussions, etc. I think that has led to a lot of people wanting to do the same thing without having the huge audience that these particular membership creators already have. So let's dive a little bit into math. It'll be really fascinating for you to get some juicy insights on how this stuff actually works. Let's take a membership of $30 a month. What is the one number we need to for sure know to make sure that we make money with this?
The one number.
I mean, there's many numbers.
Yeah, how much it costs to acquire a client. And so what that really means is if you are paying for advertising, which in order to fill something like a membership, you have to run ads nearly continuously. Basically, it's going to cost X number of dollars to get that one person in the door. And so if you're lucky, say your membership price is $30 a month, and it's only going to cost you $30 to get that first client. So that means that first month that person is a member, it's $0 of income because you've spent what it took, what you would have earned to get them in the door.
Exactly. So the second number that's important is to find out how long they stay.
Exactly.
If 90% of your people drop off after 20 days, you're going to go and run yourself really fast out of business. But if they only stay 4 months, so they spend $120 with you, spend $30 to bring them in, that client just became a $90 client. So that's why, like, those are kind of the numbers, like how long do they stay? And we call this churn rate or drop-off rate. And that can actually flex and really change quite rapidly depending on the economy. Think about economy tanks, and then people look at all the subscription they have to Netflix and this and Kindle and, whatever else. And then they look at yours and they go, oh, I haven't been in that portal for the last 2 months. So you need to have enough people in there for enough time to actually get an average churn rate. And then again, this even can fluctuate with the economy. Competition, it's something, at least for a while, you can hang your hat on. The other one is that ads might rise. If it cost you initially $30, so first month to acquire a client, it could all of a sudden cost you $2.
That's a thing that we don't have any control over. It depends on, the financial executives at the social media companies to decide that, and also supply and demand. As
Mhm.
there are more and more people in a certain sector of business running ads, the cost of the ads gets more expensive because of the fact that they're serving so many people in one sector.
Mhm. Yeah. So if we take, for example, Facebook, it can only put so many ads in people's streams before they hop off to another social media
Mhm.
platform. That means that if the slots for horse training ads are full for that day, we're talking about some arbitrary model, then if you still want to run your ads, you're going to outbid the next person. So that means your ads become more expensive. But let's just say on the positive side, okay, it costs me $30 to acquire somebody. On the average, they stay 4 months. And some of you might say, no, my people stay forever and ever. They just don't leave. Then hallelujah, fantastic. On the average, 4 months is actually a pretty conservative number. But depending on what you do for them when they're inside your group, how engaged you keep them, how easily consumable is the material, how big are their wins as they follow your strategies, they may stay much longer. But let's just say 4 months. So 120 minus 30, so $90. Some of you might ask, well, these big, guru trainers, how much money do they spend on ads? They don't even spend it. It's an investment. So they could invest, let's say, 30,000 a month at $30 each person. That's 1,000 new members every month. If 1,000 members stay on the average 4 months or generate $90 for you, that's $90,000 a month.
To be fully transparent, that is if every single lead from your ads buys. And the truth of the matter is they don't.
That's true. The point is, if you do this right, you can actually generate a very nice monthly revenue. And then it's certainly worth putting all this work in, because it really is a beast that constantly wants to be fed. And as we always talk about, other widget creations are so much more expensive. For you, it's holding your phone up and filming yourself and putting it in there. And if you do it right, you can become a 6-7 figure iPhone video producing horse trainer that makes really a very, very nice income. Now, this is all hypothetical. The con is that it doesn't always work like that.
Exactly. More often than not, it doesn't.
Right. You don't have the reach. You don't have the budget. You don't dare to invest that much money at first. Your sales page isn't. We often see like, oh, so-and-so has a membership, and then it's like a little blurb. Well, if we send 10,000 or whatever people to that little blurb and none of them becomes a member because it's just not enough information to make a decision, then that's a huge amount of money wasted.
Yeah.
So all the marketing pieces absolutely need to be in place to convert at $30 a new client, hypothetical number. If you price it too low because you think that that makes it easier for people to say yes, which is a fallacy, pricing does not drive that very much. It still costs $30 to get a new client. Now you're losing, like it costs you 3 months to recuperate that money. So there's a lot of hiccups that could really kill, so to say, the dream of your membership well. Where though would the membership, how would memberships and courses fit together so that even for somebody who's not that into the math, that calculated, that organized, where would it still make sense to have a membership?
So it would make sense to have a membership if you have courses to support that membership. So basically, the idea of a course is that by the time somebody reaches the end of your course and they've had success, they now know what their next problem is. And having that ongoing source of income while you're building out other courses that answer that problem, or that you can refer them to in, say, a video library where there are supporting materials, things like that can be really beneficial, while, just like you were saying with your barn, Christiana, buffering against those downtimes.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, it's a good testing ground. Because in memberships, you can put more raw videos in there. You don't always have to have a very precise course outline because you're not actually solving, starting problem to the end solution. All of a sudden, let's say you regularly put videos in, and all of a sudden you see a huge upsurge on that one topic. Well, that's a great research tool for you to say, that I could expand into my next course, get much deeper, give them a lot more resources. So it can also be kind of a sandbox. In that way, I think it's very helpful. And like you said, even at smaller numbers, a membership can be very profitable if it becomes a lead in. And from there, you have a way to sell them into your courses, because now that person isn't worth 10, 20, $30 to you anymore, but hundreds because they purchased the course right after. So what do we recommend? What if you get started, you've done clinics, you've done your one-on-ones, you have some type of curriculum, or you can refine it, or maybe you're a little confused about it. And that's why you actually don't do courses, because you don't have an exact course curriculum or roadmap for somebody. Still, what would we recommend?
Ideally, having a signature course, that one thing that you could teach in your sleep and that you can pretty much guarantee anybody that rides their horse in front of you or brings their horse to you for services, they're going to walk away with that very specific win.
In a signature course, we often talk about this course that you want to be known for. Everybody has kind of a sweet spot where if I were to refer somebody to somebody else, it's usually because of one core message, one core capacity. You can have other capacities, but they usually build upon this. So it could be you've made a name for a beautiful young horse starting, right? So that's your thing. You're the young horse starter. And it could be even you're the young dressage horse starter, which may be different from the young Western horse starter. You're the problem solver. You help owners create safe trail horses. You help people in a new way to go to horse shows where they no longer feel like they're using the horse. That's the thing. And if I want to refer you to somebody, I need to know that that's what you stand for. That doesn't mean you shouldn't have additional courses. So that's the signature courses, this thing that everybody asks you for. So what we hear now a lot is, right? How do I know how to put this together? I have so many ideas. I have sticky notes everywhere, and we do too. So what could you do to organize your thoughts to get that one signature course done and launch it in a way? We call this a beta launch or a gentle launch to the people who are already know you. There might have been clinic participants, they're your current students that would love something that they can watch at home that deepens what they're already doing with you in person.
The biggest thing is taking a step back and going through step by step your process on how to achieve that one thing that you want to be known for, and breaking it down into, and this is really, really important, the smallest, most painfully nuanced details, because for you, it feels painful to go that granular and that small. But I guarantee for your audience, it is absolutely necessary, because they don't have you there to bounce ideas off of, to ask questions and get that refined detail. And so the more specific and the more detailed you can make every single, piece of that course, the more likely they are to go all the way through it, get the result that they are looking for, and recommend it to other people, because it is so easy to follow. We have this expertise-induced amnesia as professionals where we forget, and some people never know what it was like to be that inexperienced or frustrated person, because it comes so easy.
Or confused.
Yeah.
As we're hearing more and more, a little bit from this school, a little bit from that approach, a little bit from that. So I saw that on social media today. I think I'm going to try that with my horse this afternoon. It's very fragmented. So you providing a framework It's a really reassuring, like a nervous system soothing
Yeah.
way of thinking about this is how I'm going to learn. Like some of you might have principles or approaches that aren't a step-by-step process, but together result in something.
Mm-hmm.
It might often, usually, is a combination between something, so groundwork over in hand work over written work, it's
Mm-hmm.
linear, but the principles that you use, the softening, the gymnastics, the emotional attunement are maybe strategies that you use as needed in each of
Mm-hmm.
these phases.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of an overlay. Now that sounds maybe really ambitious, but we do have a solution for them.
So we are launching a free 5-day Create Your Perfect Equine Course outline challenge. So that means over the course of 5 days, and it's not 5 full days, it's just short little bursts. We're going to teach you how to use, and hang on because people get a little bit triggered by this, teach you how to ethically use AI to take your ideas, your unique skill set, and make an outline so that you can then take that and produce your course with minimal frustration, stress, any of that, and give you all of the prompts and education around how to really successfully use AI as a personal assistant or a personal course creation guru to help you get that outline absolutely perfect, where it's your ideas and it's just helping you put it into frameworks.
Yeah. And we have resisted this for a long time too. Nobody knows our audience, and they're so, they're horse first, heart centered, ethical. What does AI know about this? And once we really figured out this prompting thing, it was just amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing how much this tool helped us do it faster, but even more importantly, better.
Mm-hmm.
How many times it found these shadows, these areas that we just forgot. Like we also
Mm-hmm.
have amnesia to some extent, and it points it out like, oh, didn't even think of that. So we teach you how to do that in a way that really, of course, it's your unique approach to solving a problem, aided by a tool that helps you organize your thoughts and puts it together without that agonizing copywriting and all of this. And so
Mm-hmm.
you'll walk away with knowing who your audience is, what the topic is, because that's also a big confusion. Just, okay, great. What is my signature program? I know so many things. And then how to outline that in a way that it makes sense and retains the people that you end up teaching it to, which is a huge issue with online courses. We see a lot of premature drop off.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll put the link to that free challenge anyway here bottom wherever you see this video. And we would love to guide you through it in the same kind of a conversation process and answer all your questions and really empower you to increase your impact, income, and also legacy. This is the time for you to no longer kind of just know inside your head what you're doing, but to give it to the world. Like, this is my approach, and I work decades on defining and refining it, and I know why I'm doing what, and here it is. So that is a super satisfying feeling. When we create courses, we feel the same way ourselves, like, whoa, we really know all this stuff. And we would love to invite you to participate.